shining too. Coat of many colors, want me dying soon. Got the Fanny juice, plus the highest view. Hit the bottom floor, rocket through the roof. OMG, that sound like Joseph to me. Told me off the slavery, but I had the royal seat. They bring the accusations, hook up a formulation. They try to stage my placement, but my God is gracious. All praise to the Most High. Now this color go the way, looking so fly. Yeah, you didn't know me then, you was playing size. I didn't take it personal, I pressed my thumb and swipe. Yeah, I had to let it go. I just had a couple takes and then I hit the road. Thought you a fan, but you move it cold. Plan for getting inside the Lord, then I watch it grow. Ay, got a coat of many colors from my daddy. Wolves lurking in the back. Set a table in the middle of a bad scene. Reclining in the king's chair, relaxing. Whoa, I got to go. I got to roll. I got to go. I got to go. I got to roll. Yeah. Never saw me see the low. Why you hit me when I'm high? I can never be your guy. You should hit another line. Don't you worry about a thing. This a whole other vibe. No GPS. I already got a sign. Like the North Star. Wise man, watch me pull up in a sports car. Put the value in the gift, that's a great part. Gave the tempo for eternal, that's a dope start. Yeah, learned a lesson through my trials and I wouldn't take it back. You just read a written file, boy, I'm living out the facts. I'm so thankful for the journey, gotta keep this one a stack. Though you bury me alive, what surprise, boy, I'm back. Got a coat of many colors from my daddy. Wolves lurking in the back, that's a pride team. Set a table in the middle of a bad scene. Reclining in the king's chair, relaxing. I got to go. I got to roll. I got to go. I got to go. I got to roll. Yeah.
Peace, beloved, peace. It's your homie, Young Content, the unofficial sensei of the culture, mastering youthfulness and contentment and NFTs. Hopefully, there's a little bit of this weird feedback. I think an alien is trying to invade. Do you hear that?
I hear a little bit of it.
Holy moly. Let me lower myself then. We have a special guest. Let's hope that thing goes away. I don't know. I have a lot of pieces of equipment here. God almighty. What up?
How's it going, man?
What you up to, man? I'm so happy to have you on the stream. Sorry about those little technical difficulties. I think everything is buzzing out around here in parallel universe, so I got to make sure things are going crazy. Technology is going crazy. People are sweating to get these packs. How are you doing first and foremost, though?
Good, man. Good. Just super busy, but that's to be expected, I think. But I'm happy.
What have you been working on? What you're doing? How's the whole process going?
Yeah, a lot of game design stuff. A lot of getting ready for the pack drop. Just making sure that everything's aligned. And then on top of that, just working on the actual digital version of the game, so like the Unity engine piece of it, and bouncing ideas with the game design team about various game modes. We're gonna try and do a couple things that I don't know that other games have really done before, so let's see.
Yeah, because you guys are... Hold on, let me get feedback from the audience. Hey, can you guys hear me okay? Do you guys hear that alien sound effect? I'm trying to get rid of it. You got any tips? Should I just hit something with a hammer?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is there a fan on somewhere, or is
Hell no, dude. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I don't know.
Just me. Bruno, what's up? It's gonna go away. Give it some time. You're cutting out a little bit. When you go live, you gotta do a live, dude. That's what it is. You gotta stay cool. Speaking of cool, that's a very cool sweater you have.
Yeah, I managed to wrangle one before we sent them all out, because I'm a thief. but generally speaking, most of the team doesn't even have the sweaters yet. But I figured I should rock one for this interview for sure.
Yeah, I'm loving the who had the idea to put the parallel logo on the corner right there. That was fire.
That is
Ethan?
all credit goes to Ethan. Yeah, design master.
Shout out to you, Ethan. I hope you're well. So yeah, what are you excited about? You got what, Saturday is a big day. Prime cards are growing like exponentially. You know, what have you been working on, and what are you expecting?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm excited to see how the sale goes and just to see people's reactions to what we've done. There's some surprises in there that people don't know about yet, so I'm not going to ruin them. But just so you know that there's some things going on there. But for myself, I kind of said to you before off mic that I'm just trying to keep my head down and work on the game. It's very easy to get distracted by a lot of people are talking about the project and there's a lot of stuff going on, but like, I just want to make a good game. So what we've been doing, like I said, is like really hammering out some of the game modes. Like obviously there's going to be traditional ladder and there's going to be some other stuff that you've seen in other card games, but we're actually working on some game modes that I don't think I've seen in other games before. And we're just trying to figure out the best way to make them work.
That is awesome. You always been working ever since I've seen you start this whole thing. You've always had your head down. Shout out to Sai. Shout out to the whole team. I haven't met you guys are doing a bunch of AMAs on Discord. Who is that? Merchant?
Oh yeah. So I mean, our team has expanded probably since we last talked. But there's a bunch of other people working on the game now. One of which is his name's Connor, but he goes by the alias Merchant on things like YouTube and other places. He's a Magic the Gathering player, etc. But he's been instrumental in helping us sort of work out and fine tune the game. And a lot of the best ideas, stem from us collaborating, throwing our heads together, and him just like shooting ideas into the ether. So it's been great.
Wow. Shout out to Young Capital as well. What your Discord is growing at what kind of rate? I just see it growing every day. New users. What are you guys doing that's making this thing grow? Is this just organic growth? Twitter just talking? Because
yeah,
Prime Key literally went from like what 0.5 1 ETH to like 2.9 29 ETH, and everything's been blowing up. I saw the 404 error. That was really funny. I saw that. That was really funny.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with stuff like this. Like people, want to talk to us. And first of all, let me just say, I wanted to say this at the top, but I didn't really get a chance. Like, shout out to you. You were the first person that we ever spoke to about any of this. You've been with us since the absolute beginning of this whole project. So, we really appreciate your support and you having us and to keep having us on here. But like, really, it's just somewhat organic. Like it's just us, tweeting out randomness. Like, we did the whole sizing thing with the little toys on the hoodies. And for some reason, people really like that. And, we just talked to some people and the project, the notoriety has grown and people are just getting involved. And I think that it is sort of like almost like a critical mass sort of thing. The more people involved, the more the prices change, the more people want to get involved, etc. But yeah, I think that it's just more than anything. If I had to choose one element of our project, I think it's the art. People see the art and they're like, whoa, these guys are doing something different. Yeah. And that's it really. And then we have a lot of supporters, I don't want to discount that. There's so many people in our Discord that are talking about it every day on their own Twitter channels and informing people and, yourself included. And that's like probably number one at why we're growing.
Yeah, you must carry a lot of static on that sweater because it's like literally, I'm just joking. I couldn't be more happy to be a part of this community. PS15. Every time someone says PS15, they're like, you mean PS5? No, bro, it's not PS5. It's PS15. One of the probably greater than Stonehenge in my opinion. That's the beginning of the priming. How's it's an honor to know you. How's the lore going? I want to talk about the artists too. You just mentioned you guys are showing them out on Twitter. They're getting their faces out there. Some of these shroud cards, especially that one shroud card that looks like a titan in the sky. literally I think was like an activator switch for so many people, and it's always been Markrolian for me, neutron bombs, but
Yeah.
you guys are revealing this stuff, and how's that going with the artist reveals and the lore and the continuation of that stuff?
Well, it's really important for us to sort of keep a steady stream out there so people get an idea of what we're working on, and so that they know, of course, that we are continuing to work on things. And it was also really important for us to get the characters out there, so everyone had an idea of, you know, what a Markolian looked like, what a Shroud looked like, what a Cathari looked like, you know, and I think it helps people identify, and like they are almost unhuman in their appearance, but there's a human element to all of them, which is really important to the game. And as far as like the lore and story is concerned, there's a lot going on. I mean, we're writing a version of the story that will exist outside the game. I can't really say much more than that, but there's some stuff that we're working on that will inform you if you're interested in the world of Parallel, more so than what exists in the card game. But as far as the card game is concerned, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that we're trying to do. So as an example, in the universal card pool, there's a series of cards that through the art and through the lore text will sort of tell a story of their own, if you can find it, if you can piece it together. So it's kind of like a little Easter egg hunt there too.
I love that. You can't leak. I know you're like the ultimate Mr. Stoneface when it comes to like holding your ground on not leaking stuff, but I know you guys have that cross thing with influence, so you guys are always just setting the bar. I feel like always on the edge of some new stuff. If you want to do it, think about it, you know, meditate on it. But I want to get to the chat. It says, hello, Cathari rules. Shout out to you, Matt Bit. Also, Merchant says, damn, the Parallel dev is so handsome. Matt Bit says, very cute. Hey, new to Parallel. Anyone willing to share some links to get more deep in the project? Team Shroud. Go to their Discord, man. Their Twitter at Parallel NFT, and then go into the Discord, choose a Parallel Legion, Markrolian, and then just hang out and watch stuff like this. If you want to watch our first stream, it's like 2 months old. So from 2 months, brother, to now, what have you really learned about like your work style or the team, or what's the 2 months been like? What kind of roller coaster ride has it been?
It feels like it's been a lifetime, honestly. So much stuff has changed. I'm so thankful, like I said before, that we have a growing team and that we have people adding, because without them, shout out to Connor and to Carson. I don't want to blow up their spot, but they're you know, my teammates, and they've been helping me through so much, because I don't know if this is if people know this or not, but like not all of us are working on Parallel full time, or I shouldn't say that. I mean, I'm putting in full-time hours, but I also have a full-time job, and the more and more responsibilities that get stacked on, like I said, these 2 months feel like a year. The harder it's become to sort of keep up with everything, and I have to give a lot of credit to both Carson and Connor for really helping me through it all. But it's been a wild ride, man. There's just like so much excitement and so much interest, and I'm so thankful for everyone that's been joining the Discord and been asking questions and interacting. And I try and interact as much as possible. I'm terrible at social media, but I'm doing my best to like answer the questions. But yeah, it's very humbling, you know. And I said to you off mic as well that like I really just try and work on the game and keep my head down and keep it free of all this stuff, because like if I get overexcited or, you know, the hype builds too much or whatever, like the pressure might get crazy. So like I'm just like, let's just make a good game, and then I'll put it out there, and then I'll see what people have to say.
Wow, for those yeah, you definitely done it. I mean, Sasha speaks highly of you. Shout out to you, Merchant. We got to get you on the show. I'm probably going to be doing a pack opening live stream, because Young Capital keeps asking me, and I think I need to do it. I need to react to what I get. Now, we're talking about the packs. You guys really methodically thought that out. Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3, Tier 4. You didn't want anyone to game the system, I think. That's why you did it. Point two is still a bargain. I remember in PSA 15 paying 0.5 for Neutron Bomb, 0.7 or something like that. And yeah, man, you got Gods Unchained people talking. You got Splinterlands people talking. And everyone's talking about this game, man. So How did you find that perfect balance for those packs? And then maybe we can talk about the animation that you guys developed, and what can we expect when we press that button to open.
Okay, so how did we find that perfect balance? I mean, I think that it speaks more to our team's balance, because there's a lot of people working on the crypto NFT collector side of things. There's us working on the game side, and there's a lot of people in between. And really what it comes down to is some people making suggestions and other people from the other side making other suggestions. So as an example, right, like I'm not sure what other pack drops are like with other NFT projects, but from what I've heard, there are projects that could potentially charge more for their packs, and I mean we could have too. But from my perspective, it was us saying like, hey, let's try and appeal to gamers as well as collectors as well as everybody else, and let's try and keep the prices as low as possible. And I think that like it's important to note even that what we're selling right now in this next drop is collectors versions. We're talking about SE cards and some other stuff that I'm going to be careful, because like I said, there's going to be some surprises in there, but there's still standard cards that will be available in game that will be even less expensive, so that everyone can get a chance to play.
Yeah.
But I think it really just comes down to the sort of like back and forth that we have with each other, talking about here's the crypto market, here's the gamer market, here's and for me as an example, I am not like if you looked at my MetaMask wallet, you'd see it'd be empty. So it's not like I'm super well versed. Yeah, I want to buy some packs too, and I want to make sure that it's affordable for me.
For sure. I heard there was a comment on Discord. And guys, speaking of Discord, tell the Discord, retweet. I got like 34 likes yesterday. That was the first time I ever got that many likes in my life doing this stuff. Like the video, right? It gets people to watch the stuff. I don't want to be that fucking guy. Sorry. But someone in the Discord asked, is this a play to win style? Or you mentioned that people are going to be able to afford some of this stuff. So where's that line that you're walking on?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're taking a similar approach to other games, or maybe even more so in a player-friendly direction, because what we'd like to do is, there's going to be a play-to-earn element to the game, but we're going to allow people to play the game no matter what their level of investment is. Now, how quickly you have resources available to you may change depending on your investment, but it's something that if you were really willing to grind out over time, you could do. So it's not as if you'll be completely cut off from the resources you need if you don't have stacks and stacks of ETH to invest. I don't even know if stacks is the right term, because I'm whatever, I'm so outside that world. But like it doesn't, your level of investment isn't crucial to your ability to play the game. But if you want to accelerate your ability to get the things you want, like let's just say you want to build like this master Markolian deck and crush all the little Cathari, right? Like your investment is going to help you do that a lot quicker than somebody who's going to spend a lot of time grinding it out.
For sure. There was a question I wanted to take. I always take like one early question, and I think this one's good. It's from Bruno Hendricks. He said, after Artifact Problem not being free to play and Magic the Gathering going free to play, do you feel this model for TCGs where you need to buy individual cards is a hard sell at this moment?
Well, okay, so I think this goes back to what I was saying before, is like there will be an element that you will be able to element of the game that you'll be able to play without having to invest. So there will be a free to play element, but like we've said a bunch of times, there's also a play to earn element. There's Prime involved, and there's a whole bunch of other areas that may not be fully unlocked if you don't have if you haven't invested in a way. So we're kind of like riding a line there, but I will say that like you fully could play and enjoy the game and have a ability to unlock the cards that you want to play with. They might not be SE versions of the cards. You might not have the flashiest card backs or whatever, but you'll still be able to play the game without buying every single card that's in your deck. Like we do plan on providing in some form starter decks for our players.
That's righteous. And I also think that what you guys are doing inside the pack releases, the things that you can get inside these packs. You're gamifying the system in that way as well. You know, talk to me about, there's going to be only 150 prime keys, and there's only going to be how many catalyst drives, and talk to me about what people can really get inside these packs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but really what you'll you know, every pack has the possibility of pulling something super interesting, but you know, the chances are very, very, very slim, you know, the lower down the tiers you go. However, we again want to make it fair so that everyone has a chance at some cool stuff. But like, really, what are you going after? Obviously, you know, you're looking for prime keys, you're looking for SE cards, you're looking for concept art drops, you're looking for some other secrets that, again, I'm not gonna I'm not gonna disclose, but there's some stuff in there that you know, if someone pulls them, they'll be pretty excited. You know, masterpieces is another thing. We haven't really talked about that yet on this show, but like the you know, masterpieces are essentially yield cards. So if you have the corresponding masterpiece, any card that sells that is a match to that masterpiece, you get a percentage of the sales in the secondary market. So obviously people are going to want those. You know, even if you don't really play the game, you could still make some yield just holding on to that masterpiece. So
it just goes to show you the love and the playability and the gamification that you guys are doing. It's really not even about game. It's just about you guys care to throw masterpieces in here when you could be like, hey, you know what? These masterpieces are for auction, or you know, we're going to continue this auction style for the rest of its perpetuity. So just by you doing that alone, it's like, I'm pretty sure you're winning up a bunch of people, new supporters.
Yeah, I mean, auctions are fun and exciting for certain pieces, but I think that in the interest of fairness, like, you know, we are obviously clearly interested in, it's important that everyone has the opportunity to get something. You know, whether or not the opportunities are weighted completely equally is a different story. But it was big for me to be able to say, like, you know, as somebody who's going to invest a small amount, I might have a chance at getting something huge. Because like I can't even remember the name of the cards now, but there's a tree in there that I know that Kalos in Discord really wants the masterpiece, and he's like basically put a bounty on. He's like, anyone who pulls this, I will, you know, I'll pay the whatever to get it, you know. And so imagine if I just bought like a few of the low tier packs and I pulled that. That'd be crazy. And then I'd sell it to Kalos for a ton of money, and then I'd retire.
For real. It's like you you know, you robbed the crate, you robbed the bank or something, you know, you're trying to, you know, get a ransom off. You guys are doing your thing. Can you talk to me about what have you been maybe when the game will release? I know you guys have one of the most innovative power bank styles or mana styles. It's not even mana, it's like energy. And how's that? You know, how's coding that? How's developing that? Are you running any bugs, seeing any bugs, any flaws? You know, what's the laboratory been like in that?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're working really hard on getting a sort of in-house alpha version out the door for us to sort of play test with and decide. Like I said at the top of this call, we're working on various game modes, and the only way to know if these new game modes are actually viable is to play test them in digital form. We have a really hardworking team, you know, spending days coding, getting it right, and I've seen what they've done. The banking is working. The card effects are working. It's now just a matter of stringing it all together. But fairly soon, we'll have something that we can test with in-house. And then once we get that going, we'll work on, you know, all the bells and whistles that everyone wants to see, art, animation, etc. And then maybe we'll have something to show. But I'm not going to say any timelines right now, because I know that if I'm like, hey, it'll be ready in a year, and then if it's not ready in a year, people are going to be mad. So I'm not going to say it.
I could already probably predict, I'm not putting words in your mouth, a last man standing, maybe you know, a roulette, maybe you know, I don't know. I think a last man standing would be crazy, or like you take that battle royale thing and you bring in the cards. You guys would be the people who do that, duh. But I don't want to put no words in your mouth. The Deadstock OG is in here. He says Parallel F the World, and it's called the Tree of Nehemiah.
Yeah, it is. That's for at Kalos. If anyone pulls that masterpiece, just hit him up on Discord, because I know that he's gunning for that card.
I really want to pull a Son of Mars. I think that would go into. I won't even give that to Christie's. That's gonna be the young Sensei Junior's ticket to maybe Mars one day. But Elon, you should have got it when you had a chance. I know you're probably gonna regret it now, bud. But what are are you still a big Augencore fan, right?
No, I actually haven't declared.
You keep changing parallels, bro. You're not being loyal.
No, I haven't declared any alliance. I mean, my favorite parallel is the last card I worked on, but in truth, so we've kind of parceled things out, and I am responsible for. Well, I mean, we all work on everything, but like my biggest responsibility at the moment is mostly earthen cards. So I guess if I had to choose one, it would probably be that. But I'll say this: as far as some of my favorite art, it is Markolian. As far as some of my favorite card design, it's earthen. But the parallel I'm most excited to try and play is the Shroud.
So yeah, man.
I don't know if that answers your question or not.
Yeah, you might be Shroud. I mean, everything that you're dropping with Shroud is like you don't really show love to the Markolians no more. I'm just joking. The Shroud is literally taking a lot of the love inside the metaverse, and
yeah, I think there's a lot of recency bias there, though. It just so happens that those are the last few cards that we've showed off, but I think that soon everyone will be equally happy.
Wow. Talk to me about because people say you guys might bring physical cards out, and I know you have this AR feature that went viral, and double tap boom, and it's like that's something I don't really see often. And are people anticipating that? When does that arrive? Maybe
yeah, okay.
Well, 2022.
I've got like a couple test prints here of some physical cards that we've been working on. And we are investigating AR to try and sort of bridge the gap between tabletop and computer or whatever device. And yeah, it's an exploration for sure, and it's part of the reason why all of our art is done in 3D. And so that the assets can be translated. And of course, the game is done in Unity, which has an AR component to it if we decide to leverage that. So it's certainly something that's on our roadmap. The physical cards as well is something that we are looking to, bring out into the world. Obviously, we want to make sure that the core digital game is solid, but we're investigating all elements, and for now the physicals are more of a collector's item, but they're more to come on physicals for sure. And then there's some other elements that like the hoodies and some other stuff that I won't mention just yet that are going to exist, that are not necessarily inside the digital game, but like will be a part of the physical world.
That's awesome. And even having those hoodies, you look at the Bored Apes. I don't mean to bring PFPs into this, but we all share the kingdom together. Their merch is going crazy, so I'm pretty sure the demand for this merch is insane. Are you trying to give everyone merch? Are you trying to make it exclusive, speaking on merch, or what does that look like?
Well, I don't know if we're sort of vying for exclusivity, and so far we haven't sold anything. Like we sent out a couple hoodies and some other little physical collectibles, and we've just given them away. Like it's not really, for us, it's not about creating scarcity and then profiting on that scarcity at the moment. Like it's more just about showing love to the people that have supported us, and to the people lucky enough to win on Twitter or whatever. It's just we want to give back to the people that have been supporting us, because you said at the top of the show, like a lot of people have been joining Discord and the community's kind of exploded and all this stuff, and it's like it's because of the people that are here telling other people about it. It's all been word of mouth. We don't have any online advertising, or I don't even know how people really get there.
I thought you guys had like Jeff Bezos on your team or something.
Jeff Bezos. Unfortunately, he's busy in space at the moment. But yeah, we don't do anything crazy. It's all just people telling other people, and so we want to say thank you to everyone who's helped us.
Yeah, yo, thank you. I mean, there's so many thanks to go around. I will be here forever. You know who you are, Rebel Spy. Um, who else is in there? It's Pavel doing his thing.
Oh yeah,
There's so many good people.
His crazy memery, yeah, for sure, man. And Meta Regular, and there's,
Meta Regular.
I could go on forever, probably calling out people in our Discord and thanking them for all of the good stuff they do. Whatever else. I too many names to list off, so I'm not gonna do that. But just check the the Lords section of our Discord if you want to know who to thank. I also say that a special shout out goes to Crypto Fitch in Discord for really doing his best to get our name out there and actively setting up calls for us and introducing us to people and doing all the stuff that he does. It's I don't know. I thank all of you guys really for holding it down, because I had the delusion when we first started that I was gonna be a fully active member of Discord and just like manage the community and stuff. And then like within 5 seconds, I was like, I can't do this. And a bunch of people just stepped up to help.
Dude, yeah, shout out to you, Finch. You are amazing. And I hope, you have fun playing the game. Maybe, come Markrolian. I think my question is when it comes to people choosing their tribes, are they going to start off like a top tier Markrolian, or can you go to level 100 and that gives you a certain title, and then you can prestige that title over and over? But then again, I'm telling you shit that you probably can't say. But maybe.
I can't say for certainty, but I will say that we are working on an element of the game where you can align yourself in a certain sense to a given parallel. And, at the end of each season, there might be a winning parallel. And I will also say that even if you do align yourself with a parallel, that doesn't preclude you from playing other parallels. I never want to stop people from playing any game modes. And to go back to what you were saying before, like there'll be no game content that will be paywalled, as an example. Like everything should be accessible to all. But yeah, you will be able to align yourself, and there can potentially be a winning parallel. So if you are dead set on Markolians taking over, you can help them do that for sure.
That's wild. Someone asked, can you talk about the teams that are being created? Like Finch was recruiting for one. I also heard about something regarding way to share cards.
Okay. I don't know about team recruitment per se, but other than my own team, of course. But I can say, as far as sharing cards, there will be an element in the game that will allow people to band together and share certain cards with one another, so that if you have something super rare that someone needs access to, we will sort of allow for something like that. I can't elaborate too much because the exact nuts and bolts of it are still being discussed, but suffice to say that there will be some form of sharing involved.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I'm probably going to have one of the homies share me a Catalyst drive. And I love how you named it Catalyst drive, like a CD. And it's just so funny. And are you guys working on a white paper for maybe the Prime token? Or because you don't see any white papers anymore in this space anymore in NFTs. You see a bunch of roadmaps. But yeah, is that something possible?
Yeah, I mean, I think that Kalos is or Kalos. I say it wrong every time. I'm not sure which
you
it
mean
is.
Callus, like callus on your foot? I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sash. I call him Sash, man.
Yeah, he's working on getting all the ins and outs on paper as far as the Prime token's concerned, and sort of getting that information out there. I really can't speak to that because that's so outside of my world, but it is happening. So there will be an explanation at some point about all of the uses for the Prime token and what exactly it does. I just, like I said, when I said that I keep my head down and focus on the game, I meant that in almost all senses. Like, obviously there's business elements that I have to be involved with, but like for the most part, I'm just like, is this game fun? There's a lot of questions when we design cards. It's like, okay, this is a cool card, but is it fun? And if the answer is yes, then let's keep it. And to me, things like tokenomics and white papers are not fun. So I'm not part of that discussion.
Yeah, they're definitely not fun. That's definitely 2016 talk right there. Shout out to Frozen T. Thank you for. Let me go check Fada. I'm pretty sure you guys are asking questions on Fada. Hello, what up, Parallel? Parallel's in here. 1500 Prime keys. Yep, Parallel's and actually in the Fada chat. I had to go check that. Shout out to you. Cough, cough. Peace pipe. Cough. Someone said peace pipe. When you one of my favorite Marcolian cards is the guy who looks like a stormtrooper, but who was in charge of saying this was the design? Because that is movie concept art there, and I think that's something that will live forever in time. That stormtrooper-esque looking thing, you know, what is that?
Yeah, the Marcolian soldier in the white armor. Well, as far as who's responsible for those sorts of things, the art team. I mean, we've obviously done things vastly differently than a lot of game projects probably do things. Like, as an example, you talked about the PS15 earlier. That was the sort of launching point for our project. We decided, okay, we were going to put these cards on sale, and if we didn't hit the marker that we wanted to hit, we'd let everyone keep the NFTs, and we'd send all the money back to everyone who paid us. If we didn't get enough, that we'd be able to make the game. And of course, we're here now, so we got enough money to start making the game. And most games I don't think start that way, obviously. And another thing that we do that is probably unconventional is we throw all the ideas into card descriptions, and then we pass all of that stuff to the art team, and we say, have at it. We don't tell them, hey, can you draw this guy like this? Can you, change the armor, change the look on this guy's face is no good. There's none of that. We say, okay, we've hired these guys. We trust their vision entirely. Do your thing. And that's what they've come up with, and their thing is great. Obviously, like the cards are perfect. So you really have to give it up for Oscar Mar, Oscar Cafaro, and Nacho Yegwe. I don't know if I said your last name right
I
there.
love
Nacho.
every time you say that word, Nacho. That name is gonna live on for infamy, or whatever. But
Yeah.
that he's a great artist. All of them are top tier, man, and you're so fortunate to find them.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, that's all Oscar Mar's doing. Truthfully, he was the first one in the project with Kalos, and recruited all the rest of us. We were all friends, but they brought us all in, and then Oscar Mar was like, hey, I know some guys, I need some help with the art, and I know some guys who can help me. And he brought them in, and to his credit, they were exactly the right guys to help.
Yeah, fact, absolutely. If you weren't doing Parallel, my brother, what would you really be doing? Like, what do you think?
From a professional standpoint, or from a life standpoint, or what?
Life.
I mean, okay. You see this microphone here. I am also a podcaster. I'm not as brave as you. I don't do it on video, but I record podcasts with a buddy. And I also do a lot of bouldering and rock climbing. So that's how I would spend most of my time. I mean, I have a job in technology as well, but truly my passion is media and rock climbing.
I love that. I heard you also are a really great professional maracas player. So shout out to you on that. You like kill on the maracas.
That's it. I used to be a touring musician too, so that was a thing once upon a time. Now with family and kids and COVID, it's not really in the
cards.
That
noise comes back here and there. I'm telling you, it's an alien invasion. You got to deal with it. I'll talk louder than it. But you kind of look like the guy from Stain if you do rock. Like you kind of have that look, bro. Like I swear to God, it's kind of freaking me out. Now I think.
It might be my COVID buzz cut. I used to have super long hair, and I just couldn't deal with it. And obviously, I couldn't get my hair cut by a professional, so I've just been taking clippers to it every once in a while.
And this is the first time I think I've ever done this where I talk culture, but I know you're half Japanese and half Canadian.
Yeah.
So do you feel like both of those fuse something in you that makes you one of the probably one of the most prominent or the future game developers in the world? Like, do you pull from all this culture, or like, do you value it?
That's hilarious. I mean, it's hard to say where this stuff comes from, but I will say that what I know of Japanese people, and I've been there many times, and obviously I have relatives there and whatever, but they have a very sort of dedicated fan culture, and when you enjoy something, you're 100% all in. You know, they wait in lines overnight for whatever the new release of Pokemon or whatever. Like it could be anything, right? And I think that I have that same level of dedication in me for the things that I care about, like parallel, like rock climbing, like music at a time. And so I do think that like it helps me inform at least what I mean, or just give me an obsessive behavior, whatever, however you want to look at it. But yeah, it's definitely a big part of me for sure. I mean, and my art.
I
Right
love
there.
that. Is that your own art?
No, that's a colorized photo from the very olden days.
Well, you
That's
collect art. You're a collector at heart.
yeah, although these two pieces here are pieces that my partner would hate me showing off, but I love them. My partner is actually an art dealer, so on this wall over here, you can't see the rest of it, is all the quote unquote expensive stuff. You know, this is just stuff that I love.
I love that. You
And
got
then this final toy over here is a character created by our very own Oscar Marr.
ooh. He craves vinyl. I'm probably gonna need to hit him up. I
Yeah,
probably need a
man,
toy.
for sure. He is he's a master of all trade, or jack of all trades.
Someone asks also, so no disregard or no energy destruction. Is that
What's that, sorry?
it says no discard or no energy destruction. So I guess destroying your cards for energy in your power bank, is that how's that, you know?
If if that's the question, I mean, we've designed the game such that your bank is in flux. You know, it's not like it's not exactly like Magic the Gathering or Hearthstone or any of these games where it just goes up and up and up and up, and it just sits there and does nothing. No, and that's not a shot at either of those games because I play them both regularly and I love them. But we've designed our cards to be a little bit more in flux so that the number of energy that you have in your bank at any given time could go up and down. What's in there could change. You know, your ability to play cards from there, stuff like that is possible. So there is an element of energy destruction, and there's also a discard deck that we are putting together. But it's not your traditional discard deck, and that's all I'll say about it. Some interesting stuff though, for sure.
Wow. I know when the packs do open though, I'm envisioning maybe some smoke animations or something like that. Does that design come from the outer world or something? Does that cube come from Earth, the Prime? I mean, where's that design come from? Like, what do you see when that animation opens? Because I see the slots coming out.
Yeah.
Do you get like confetti or something that pops out too? Or
I haven't seen the finalized animation, honestly. So I don't know what bells and whistles will come with you opening the deck, but I do know that you will get to see the cards that you pull. And I love the fact that the card pack is a cube as opposed to whatever, something that looks like a standard pack of cards, or in some cases a condom wrapper. I won't mention any projects, but I like that. It's a digital format, right? So like, why give people card packs that look like card packs that you'd buy in a store? Let's do something crazy. And so what we did was I guess like a technology based cube that spits out your parallel cards. I think the biggest surprise that you'll get out of it, outside of confetti or smoke, is people pulling masterpieces and other surprises. I keep alluding to these other surprises because I just found out about them today and I'm pretty excited, but I also can't say what they are because I'm not allowed. So
yeah, I know that your first sale was smooth. That didn't have the scale it has now. So are you guys preparing for maybe a gutter cat situation or a nightmare situation here? Because I know your UI is very, you send Eve to the contract. I don't know. There's people out here digging up the contract, some scammers. There's a lot of stuff.
So I will say that there's some stuff built into the contract itself to make sure that the cooldown period is enforced. So there won't be people gaming the system in that way, for sure. we want to make sure that, and we've limited the amount of packs that people can buy to allow for as many people to get their hands on them as possible. Um, yeah, I mean, are we preparing for disaster? I think that we are trying to cover all of our bases, but of course, we're hoping that people will be respectful and everything will go off without a hitch. And I think it's just worth saying, and we said it 1,000 times before, we hate bots. So
nice. What does 3 days before a big release look like in your team? Like, what is everyone doing? What does everyone talk about? Is there like a euphoria in the office or on the Zoom meetings? What's the? Can you give me some funny stuff? You know what I mean? What's happening in this 3 days?
If you want to know what it looks like prior to release, my head is shaved because I don't want to tear my hair out. It is a crazy amount of scrambling just to make sure that we have all of our bases covered. To your previous question, we want to make sure that this is not this is as tight as possible and as seamless an experience as possible, and we want to make sure that everyone has access to all of the cards. And we want to do extra special things. Like I said, I just found out about some things that we were adding to the packs today, and so what it looks like is just cramming as much into this as we can, because we know that this is, for a lot of people, this is their first impression to the project. Like, I mean, yourself excluded, most people are probably going to get their first taste of what it is to purchase Parallel through this. The PS15, there were a few hundred buyers, and I think this time around we're going to be in the thousands. So we want to make sure that everyone leaves happy, or as many people leave happy as possible. Let me put it that way.
Yeah, and if you don't leave happy, just come and hit me in the DMs. We'll do a meditation together. Maybe bring you on here, do a group meditation for the Parallel universe and lore. But not everyone. It's gonna be tough, and even me, I don't even know my chances now. But all my friends talk about it, and I kind of put them on it, and I maybe should have never said anything. I'm just joking. I should definitely said something for sure.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think that the more people that have access to the resources, the better in the end. Like, even if, let's just say you didn't get all the cards you wanted, or you weren't able to max out on packs, or whatever the situation is, if you're able to like get you dip your toe in, I think that's good. And like, I think from like a broader perspective and sort of long range view, the more distribution there is, the healthier the community will be in the long run. And of course, it's worth noting that like, this isn't going to be our only pack drop, right? So there will be plenty of opportunities for people to continue to be a part of this. And I think that if you miss your chance this time around, don't worry, there'll always be more.
Nice. And I also I got a couple more questions, and I know there's another question here that I gotta get from Bruno. Bruno's been on fire. The chat is undefeated. Make sure you like the stream, guys. Subscribe. I just broke 1,000 subs, and it took me like 2 years to do it. So I broke 2,000 subs. So it's a celebration.
Good job,
to this question, it says, "That's what I thought, but then what do the standard rare cards are? They are mentioned rare SC in the post about rarity, which leads me to believe these will just be normal cards."
I don't really fully understand the question, but
I think he's saying they are mentioned. Yeah, question to answer. Maybe if you want to reframe it, we can answer that again, Bruno. There's someone said, Max Freebree said, will there be a time limit? It starts at 5 p.m. Eastern, but does it end?
I mean, it ends when they're all gone, I suppose. But there's a 15-minute cooldown. So if you max out your first purchase, if you're able to come back in 15 minutes and there's still cards, you can have at it again.
I think he reframed the question. That's good to know. He said, I noticed on some of the packs you can get standard rares and standard legendaries. Are these just normal cards, or would you be able to get just by playing the game?
So the standard legendaries and standard rares are cards that will be available in other game packs for sure. And there will be cards that are I mean, all of these cards will be usable in game, but there'll be cards that'll be usable in game, but they're going to be a lot harder to come by just sort of grinding through the game. So this is kind of a chance to help you sort of build up your decks beforehand.
Nice. Well, are you guys like, this is my question, I guess. I understand. I have SC cards. Is that something that's always going to be a part of this mechanism that you guys are doing, or are you going to shut off SC cards? Because are those just for PS15s, or would you kind of put that in a mixed bag?
No, I mean, there'll always be elements of what we're doing that will cater to a more collective or collector-based audience. I mean, it's foolish to think that everyone who's involved right now is like a hardcore card gamer. Obviously, there are some people in the NFT community who are, find enjoyment in collecting and just sort of speculating on the assets. And so I think that we are going to provide SE cards and other types of rarer cards again that I'm whatever. There'll be a lot available for whatever it is that you want to do. Like if you wanted to just sit around and grind out the game itself and invest in standard packs when the game comes out and just get things that are solely playable, that's possible. But if if you're looking for the pinnacle of cards, or if you want to flex on the people that you're playing with, you're probably going to want the SE cards or some of the other rare stuff.
That's awesome. I literally, like I was saying, I sold the Prime Key for 0.5 ETH, and Goldie was like, "Dude, what the hell did you do that for?" And someone has a Prime Key now. Someone probably has access. I don't look at it like that way. I'm not thinking it in a sense of I need to hoard all these things. Putting my initial investment in there and getting it out, it's pretty dope. And I think all I really want on my wish list is that drone that you guys have from Marcolian. I need to see it in real life. Okay, I need like Boston Dynamics. I need you guys to knock on their door, be like, "Hey, this is our drone. We need to make it happen." Imagine that, dude. Do you want to see any of this stuff in what you're building come to actuality or no?
I mean, I would love to, just from a collector standpoint. I mean, clearly, if the technology could exist, that'd be incredible. But from a collector standpoint, I pointed out the vinyl figure earlier. I imagine if we could come up with a Marcolian Warden, just sitting on my desk here, it'd be pretty cool to just see that stuff in a physical space. Yeah. So I'd love to have something like that on my desk. There's so much of the art. I look at it and I'm just like, I wonder what that would look like, what that would be like in real life. And I don't just mean the fantastical stuff. I just mean like, even if someone made toys out of it or something, it'd be pretty cool to see it existing in a physical space. I'm actually just looking at the cards right now being like, yeah, man, I wish I had that Marcolian gun, just sitting here, just maybe mounted on my wall back there or something. It'd be pretty sick.
Dude, that will be the time, imagine, that would be the new Nerf gun. I mean, I would actually like a real gun like that, but people will hate me for saying that, but or cancel me. But yeah, shout out to Merchant in the chat, just answering questions. You're the man. Someone said, "How OP will Cathari be?"
I mean, it depends on how good you are at card games. They're all OP in their own way if you know how to play them. Let me put it that way. We've made sure of that. But there are certain things that the Cathari do that the other parallels can't do. So leverage that. That's all I can say.
Regional time of day to you all. Yeah, regional time of day. Yeah, shout out to you, AZ Modi. Modi, hope you're saying that name right. Welcome to Live with the Sensei 24. This is Kobe Bryant's number. Yeah, I had Gods Unchained on yesterday. I have you guys on today, so it's been a megaplex right now, and
you're a busy
we're
guy.
gonna see between Gods Unchained and Parallel. I see that it's gonna be some mutual love, mutual battle, and it's gonna be healthy for the space.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's I don't see it as a competition per se. I just see it as games that exist in a similar space. Like, I talk a lot about Runeterra and M2G and Hearthstone, and I play them all. So it's not as if because I play Hearthstone, I don't play Magic, So yeah, I just see it as the more people that we can bring into the space collectively, the better we'll all be.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Now, yeah, but I think, is there any information on any Markrolian card that you can tell me about? You have that AT-AT looking leg. What does that necessarily do? Or have you seen it overpower in some decks in your testing, in your beta testing?
We were actually just talking about that card today. It is I mean, it'll be fun. I see it being a central piece of wait, sorry, this is we're talking about it's not Markolian, sorry, it's Augencore.
Is were you talking about that big leg? You know what I mean? You have the card, you have that physical print right there. You just pulled it out next to you.
Oh no, the cannon.
Yeah,
you're talking about the cannon. Okay, this guy.
Dude,
Yeah,
I see it stepping all over the battlefield somehow.
I mean, the Markolians do like to attack from afar, so I could see this laying waste to a number of units. That's for sure.
Damn.
I mean, if you look real close to the card, there's a moon exploding in the background. So
I can see my fucking mustache in there, man. That's so shiny, beautiful, beautiful card. That's the one I wanted to pick up, but I went with the Neutron, and I don't know if I'm gonna regret it, because there's something about the power of the sun in that Dex or whatever that was. That was beautiful.
No, you'll you'll have your chance at. I mean, you may not have the SE version for sure, but you'll have your chance at getting the card.
Dude, I know you got stuff to do. Is there anything we missed? We literally talked for 55 minutes of like just pure stuff. The pack drop. We really didn't get into some of the prime token or the amount that would ever exist. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a small number. Maybe you fractionalize that prime token like Axie Infinity does with their SLP potion. There's just limitless possibilities here to grow this economy.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably good that we didn't get into that too much, because I'm probably not the right person to answer those questions, and I wouldn't want to misstep. Yeah. But as far as any last words, I just want to first say
before the last word. Before that, when it comes to like play to earn,
yeah.
Do you see this game changing third world countries' lives like Axie is doing? Do you see that happening, and it's cool if it doesn't, because not all of the things have to exist in the same parallel.
Yeah. I'm not gonna make any bold claims like that. Like, who knows? Anything is possible, right? It depends on adoption and how things work out. But it's up to the people, I think, right? How big this thing gets and what we're able to do with the resources that we give our players will ultimately be up to the players of the game. So I don't think I can answer that question.
For sure. And there's one last question from the community. Said, do you see this game more on the complex side like Magic, or straightforward like Hearthstone?
Truthfully, I find it somewhere in the middle. My biggest beef with Magic, that's not even true. I love Magic. My biggest beef with Magic as a digital card game is there's a lot of play stoppage in order to, for players to decide, okay, do I want to play an interrupt here? Do I want to, or an instant? I guess they don't really, whatever. Do I want to do this here? Do I want to activate an ability every 2 seconds? There's a possibility to stop the game. And of course, when you're playing in a physical space, you can say like, hey, hold on, I want to do this. Fine. But it's a lot harder in a digital space. So it makes it feel more complex. And now Hearthstone, the way that they've designed their interactions is obviously very easy to learn, very simple. And I think that the reason why we land somewhere in the middle is our whole information hiding / giving away section that exists in the power bank, and all of the things that you can do, all the other choices you have to make. So there's a cerebral element, I think, that will make it slightly more complex, but I think ultimately it will feel very comfortable to anyone who plays either of those games.
Wow, that's awesome. So yeah, brother, I know you got stuff to do. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. You are an enigma. You're dope. I really love what you're doing. I support it fully, full send. Bet the whole fucking farm. I need you to channel your inner Sensei, especially wearing that parallel sweater. Talk to your audience. Let them know any information that we might have missed. Speaking truth,
Yeah. Well, of course, I'm sure everyone who's listening to this probably already knows pack drop on the 31st. Get there as soon as you can and get your cards for sure. But even if you don't, or you're you don't make it, or you want to wait and see or whatever, just join the discord. Just join the Discord and chat with us and just be part of the community. That for me, that's the biggest part. Whether or not people want to put their ETH into this project at the moment is immaterial to me. Just be around and watch and see what we're doing, and then just decide if it's something you want to be a part of. And to that end, I just want to say thank you to everyone who's already in there. Thank you to everyone who supported it. You told me that you've told all your friends about it, and there's a lot of people who are telling me the same thing, and it's like, it's super humbling. It's like insane to me that this thing that was a scribble in a notebook at 4 a.m. is now this thing that people are talking about, and shout out to everyone else at the Parallel team, especially my guys Connor and Carson for being instrumental and extremely helpful, but also everyone else who's working on Parallel, all the artists, all the tech guys, all the biz guys. It's the whole thing has just been amazing. And one last thing is thank you so much for having us on a second time. Like I said, you've been here since the beginning, and you continue to support us through everything. And thanks.
Dude, you don't gotta thank me, man. All I need is like a backdoor deal on that little. I'm just joking. You don't gotta thank me on anything. You are the man. I always have a special place in my heart chambers for Parallel. Probably get it tattooed one day right here on my neck. Just don't call me a fanatic. Probably am. Yeah, guys, thank you for enjoying the show. Bruno, Michael Kalis, AZ Modi, a merchant. I can't wait to talk to you. We're going to probably be doing a live pack opening and get my reaction, because I do tend to tear up when I see good art. And that is fire. What is that? Is that a wafer waffle cookie? No.
It's a patch.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I got a jacket for that.
Yeah, so do I, man. So do I. I just waiting to put it on there.
Hold on, let me show you this jacket.
Yeah, show me.
It's my favorite jacket. Look at this thing.
Oh, sick.
It's my grandpa jacket, and it's made in Japan.
Yeah, I
So
thought my
jacket. I have to throw that up right here on the side somewhere.
I thought my jacket was cool, but that patch on the back there is incredible.
Dude, I gotta represent. Yeah, buddy. I'll see you in the metaverse.
Yeah, man.
Try not to pub stop me when we go live, and maybe get that drone out with Boston Dynamic.
Yeah, who knows if I'll even be good at the game? Honestly, we'll see.
I got a really good feeling that you're going to be one of the best players in the game. Live the dream, eat ice cream, and above all, stay content. See you around, buddy.
See you, man.
Peace. We're gonna go to music and just stay in the Zoom. Be right there.
Sure.
See you guys. Have a good one. Peace.
I thought you knew. Look at these diamonds zoom. Mommy shining too. Coat of many colors, want me dying soon. Is it true? Got the Fanny juice, plus the highest view. Hit the bottom floor, rocket through the roof. OMG, that sound like Joseph to me. Told me off the slavery, but I had the royal seat. They put the accusations, hook up a formulation. They try to stage my placement, but my God is gracious. All praise to the Most High. Now this color go the way, looking so fly. Yeah, you didn't know me then, you was playing side. I didn't take it personal, I pressed my thumb and swipe. Yeah, I had to let it go. I just had a couple takes and then I hit the